Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us for our live match review of the Merseyside derby. Everton 0, Liverpool 0. It's another draw, another stalemate in this derby. And tonight I'm joined by a lot of guests, a lot of people tonight. Of course, I'm here with Ramsey again. We've got Nat, Bianca, and our special guest this evening, the Hair, the Liverpool fan. How's everyone doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Thanks for having me on, by the way. Yeah.
No, thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Of course, Liverpool are very, very close to clinching their first league title in 30 years. I must stress 30 years. 30 years of hurt. Coming like England, actually. But anyway, we move. I'm going to keep rubbing it in, by the way. Until it's actually sealed, signed, and delivered, it is 30 years. More than 30 years. We're nearly in July. We are nearly in July. Liverpool won a Premier League title, a league title. But, you know, let me not digress. Finished 0-0 today. I don't even need to give, I've got 3 Liverpool fans here, so I'm not going to bore you lot with my Man United analysis of Merseyside derby. So first thing first, I'm going to go straight into Bianca. How did you see the game? What did you make of the derby?
Well, I'm going to be honest. It was extremely boring for me. I would have loved to have seen Liverpool play their first game and be aggressive and look like the Liverpool that we've seen for the past couple seasons. But obviously, it's been over 100 days. We haven't played any football. So, I mean, what can you expect?
When you said it was a poor game, do you speak like in terms of energy or technically or what?
Just the energy and the aggression. There didn't seem to be any sort of urgency. The play was quite slow. There was a lot of side passing. I mean, don't get me wrong. There was some great moments, but it wasn't the Liverpool that we know and love.
Fair enough. I'm gonna come to Nat first. If Nat ready? Nat looks like he's doing something else there. Nat, the lineup. When you saw the lineup, because obviously for me, the mission was Salah, and he didn't come on at any point during the game. Were you surprised with that?
Sorry, what did you say?
Were you surprised with Salah's omission from the starting lineup?
No, not really. Like, I wasn't surprised at all. Like, I was happy that they gave what's this guy's name, Minamino, a chance to play, give him like 45 minutes to run out and get used to playing with the rest of what's his name, Firmino and Mane. So yeah, it was alright. Plus it's Everton.
We're happy with the lineup overall, because obviously Naby Keita came in. It's usually Wijnaldum in there, but I heard that Naby Keita has been decent during the training and the friendlies. Apparently had at least one good game. So he started. There was no Robertson. I don't know if he must be injured because he wasn't even in the squad. For the rest of the lineup outside of Salah, were you happy with what Klopp went with?
Yeah, I was happy to see Keita as well, because obviously, like I've been seeing like reports that he was doing well in training. So I'm like, yeah, it was nice to see him because obviously he's had all them injuries and stuff. So, and we paid a lot of money for him, so it was great to see him play. And I heard Robertson was like injured or something like that. So yeah, I wasn't surprised that he didn't play. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Liverpool fan, thanks for joining us. First time on Neeks Sports.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Everton. I mean, obviously it's a derby. They say, form goes out the window. There is no form coming into this game because of the lockdown. But is it a game that you're disappointed that you didn't win? And if so, where did it go wrong?
Yeah, I mean, it was very disappointing, to be honest with you. Obviously, when I saw the lineups, I wasn't too surprised because I knew that Klopp was going to make some form of changes, because there were reports before the game that Salah and Robertson had knocks. I did expect Keita to start, but the Minamino one kind of threw me off, because usually, even in the past, you've seen in games where Klopp has played Origi as sort of like a winger instead of a striker. But But yeah, I mean, like you said, form does go out the window when you analyze these games, because if you remember before the lockdown, Everton didn't do too badly under Ancelotti. They had a system in place. You know, they usually like to play with Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin up front, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I am very disappointed with that, because I felt for all our possession, you know, we were growing into the game, but I was also disappointed with the fact that Klopp decided to take off Keita because he was growing into the game. He looked really good, creative, and like you said, at the end, Everton nearly won it just like that, and they were not even at their best as well. So in that sense, it was very disappointing. But again, it's just about delaying the inevitable. But I suppose I can't really take too many positives from tonight.
Don't worry.
I think Naby came off.
Oh yeah,
Naby came off, and when Naby came off, the game completely went, like, it just went left from there. I think he was absolutely outstanding this evening. He was very sharp. I really liked the play between him and Minamino. They were really like creative. They were great on the ball, like just the two of them linking up. But I don't really understand, and I have to highlight this because I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but when he took Naby off, I was really surprised.
I know. I mean, me personally, I mean, I'm unsure about Naby. I don't know if Klopp is also unsure about Naby, because I mean, we see what he's done at Leipzig. You know, he's paid a lot of money for him, but I will ask, what is his role? What is Klopp asking him to do, and is he doing the job that Klopp wants him to do? Because, you know, when I see, for example, an Oxlade, I'm not necessarily today, but when I see an Oxlade play in the centre midfield, I know what Klopp wants him to do, and he usually does it. Those driving runs into the box. I think there was one volley that Naby had where he arrived late into the box. Other than that, I'm like, what's his role? What is he, a dictator? Is he play? I don't know. What's his role in the team? Yeah,
when I watch Keita, I mean, he's quite a dynamic midfielder, so I think Klopp sort of wants him to be the driving force in midfield, because if you've noticed with our 4-3-3 formation, sometimes it's Henderson pushing up, sometimes it's Keita, but out of the two, I would say Keita's more of the dictator, because he's sort of tasked with the responsibility to find those passes and dribble past men. And I will admit, it wasn't his best game. We know that he can do better, but out of the players we had on the pitch, I felt like he was the more likelier of the midfielders that we had to, you know, push us forward. And he was getting a little bit more into rhythm, but at the same time, I think Klopp knows that he can do a lot better. But it's very rare that you see Keita play 90 minutes anyway. So maybe Klopp does have a few doubts, but at the same time, I think he's our most talented midfielder. But tonight, I thought he could have done better. But out of the midfielders that we had, he definitely showed a lot more potency, because we didn't really create that many chances, to be fair. And yeah, you can blame our front three as well, because Minamino isn't really that used to starting. I believe it was his first Premier League start, maybe his second. I can't remember, but yeah, his role was a bit complex as well. He was drifting more inside, because I don't think Minamino is a traditional winger, so he was kind of taking up more space towards the center with Firmino. So we only, and we only had effectively Mane making those runs, and without Robertson, we missed that overlap. So it was difficult for Gomez when he came on to, you know, because he's not really a fullback, let alone an attacking fullback. So it was tricky. But with Keita, going back on Keita again, I just feel like he's getting better, you know, as long as he stays injury free.
Our best player this evening, to be fair.
I agree with you. Yeah.
I'm going to bring in Ramsey here. The hair mentioned, obviously, there was no Robertson, and Gomez in the end ended up playing left back, because obviously Milner went off injured. How big a miss was that for Liverpool today?
How big a miss was Robertson? Yeah, I think I think all of them together just upset the rhythm. I think it's a combination of Salah, probably more Salah than anything, but Salah, Robertson, Gomez, and who played? KLC Keita came in for Ronaldo. So as there's just a few, when it's just like a number of positions where they're not the same. I feel like if they were all there, you would have seen a much more potent Liverpool, even after this long break. But just having a few people just upset the rhythm a bit. Obviously, Milner obviously didn't have that long, and then Gomez came on. They weren't making the runs that Robertson would be making and whipping the balls in like Robertson would be doing. So they missed that for sure. I don't think Trent was at his best today as well. But again, he's obviously used to playing with someone different in front of him and having Salah there. So yeah, I think just the whole flow of it just for Liverpool just seemed a bit like lethargic. It just seemed like they were just trying to just go through the motions of getting the first game out of the way.
Javern, nice of you to join us. There's a comment here from Tanaka Vickers. Liverpool needed perfect to bring you in. You come in just at the right time to the comment because, and obviously we know Werner wouldn't be playing today, even if Liverpool signed him. But there was no Salah, and we know that obviously Minamino played De Gea, as you mentioned, isn't a natural winger. He kind of took up a lot of the space that Firmino generally plays in. Werner, again, whilst he's not a natural winger, he plays a lot of the time wide for RB Leipzig. Is that a player that Liverpool, and then maybe today proved that Liverpool should have gone all out to get? And I mean, must be happy that you got him, innit?
Listen, yeah. Obviously, he would have made. We don't know what difference he could have made today, but he wouldn't have been able to play anyway. But that game, I know everyone's coming back into it. Everyone's unfit. It's pretty much pre-season friendlies right now, but the game was boring compared to some other games that I've watched since the restart, and I don't know. I don't know what to say. Liverpool off it will be amazing. I know I'm gonna attract some hate now, but just for the fun of it, I would just love to just see maybe they lose their next game, and then the game after make everyone go, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen here? And then obviously then they'll go.
We don't need to see that, Javert. We've done that before. It's played out.
Obviously they'll go on and win it, but just to throw some excitement into this 100 days of nothing. It's just it would just be interesting to see what happens there. Like, oh, Liverpool's gonna throw it away. Nerves coming.
I'm not gonna lie to you, but I'm feeling the same. I mean, the excitement is one thing. I just don't like Liverpool in it. So, and it's not that I don't, not that I want Man City to go and do this. I don't like them either. But I just want it to I want them to crawl over the line to reduce how impressive the season has been, just for my own sanity. I can brush some stuff under the carpet. Make a few excuses.
Well, at least there's no asterisk excuse, so I'm all right with that. Yeah.
See, the thing is,
I would have wanted that one. I would have wanted that asterisk, man.
The thing is, it's they were gonna win it, and obviously this came and just prolonged them winning it. So now, just prolong them winning it more by them losing. Give everyone something to shout about, and then we're good to go. Obviously, I have no hate or anything, but just to throw some, just to make it a bit interesting towards the end of the season, man, because it's just dragging out. In all honesty, I just want the season to end now, today.
We're gonna get onto Chelsea. We're gonna get onto Chelsea.
I want it to be done.
Hold your horses there. Now, of course, for all the Liverpool fans here, obviously you've got Crystal Palace in your next game, and then Man City. Now, as it stands, it's not in your hands to win it at Crystal Palace. You would need Man City to drop points either against Burnley or against Chelsea before you play Crystal Palace. Is that correct?
No. Man City Chelsea is after Palace.
Yeah, so if they drop points against Burnley, then I think you can win against Crystal Palace. The next game after that is Man City. Would you rather, would you rather win it at Palace at home to Palace and get a guard of honor at the Etihad? I mean, there's no fans there anyway. Or win it at the Etihad, 2 times champions, and you win the title, dethroning the champions at their own home ground. I'll come to the hair first.
Yeah, it's an interesting question. I think if you had to ask me for the narrative, I would say winning it at the Etihad would be very special. But at the same time, after this sort of lackluster draw. I just want us to get over the line as soon as possible. Obviously, if we beat Palace, if Man City,
are you getting nervous?
Yeah. No. But the thing is, I think obviously for the narrative, it would be much better if we beat Palace, became champions, and then got the guard of honor at the Etihad. Because realistically, let's be honest, Man City will most likely beat Burnley. Chelsea on Thursday is going to be a hard game for them, assuming we beat Palace. So it's touch and go, to be honest with you. But for the narrative, I would love us to beat Man City at the Etihad and then win it at their place. But realistically, that's not going to be easy, you know, especially if we don't pick up the pace. So yeah.
Nathaniel.
I want us to win it at Palace, and I want the guard of honor at City, because I just want them to be humbled to know that we've come to their stadium now. I don't understand. I don't like Palace. With Palace, they've ever since that 3-0 up, and then they came back 3-3. I dislike Palace since then.
So you have to beat City.
We'll just remind them, listen, you will never reach our level.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. I don't think we have to beat City, by the way. There might be a situation where we only need a draw at the Etihad to clinch it. So, yeah.
I think City pretty much need to win all their games.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll see.
If Chelsea beat Man City,
can
Liverpool win the league on Thursday without playing?
If Chelsea, how's it work? It's a bit complicated.
Man said if Chelsea, when Man City beat Chelsea.
When Chelsea beat Man City, fair enough. I'm trying to work because Man City are playing Burnley next. So we assume Man City beat Burnley.
Yeah.
I don't know if Chelsea beat Man City. I think Liverpool might win it.
Yeah, I think they do.
They beat Liverpool drew today. They can lose today. So I think Liverpool might win it. I mean, win it at home. But listen, when you win it, you win it. We've won it. Obviously, won a few times. We won it at home. As in our houses. We've won at Old Trafford. We've won. Where else have we won it? I don't know. Wherever we might be at Spurs, etc. We've never actually won it at the rival. But I know, like for example, we got a guard of honor in 2013 at Arsenal, Van Persie. So that was something. That was like kind of a rub in the face. We won it at Old Trafford against Villa. Bianca. What's Have Hope? Have Hope says.
Chelsea coming for that title.
I mean, you got Werner. A long time to go. Bianca. What was, other than energy? We spoke about Timo Werner, and you said a couple of things. Is that a player or a type of player that you need when you rotate the likes of Salah or Mane, especially as going into next season? You know, we've got the African Nations Cup, so there's going to be a few players missing. What is that a big miss for Liverpool to not get Timo Werner?
I don't want to talk about this. Everyone here knows how I feel about this, so I knew the question was going to be directed towards me. Do you know what it is? I wasn't even. It's like if we'd have got him, I would have been happy. But it was like, it was out there, wasn't it? That the deal was done. So then I guess I kind of got really excited about it, and I thought, like we could do with him. He's not going to come into the team and not deliver, is he? Realistically.
Yeah.
So, I mean. There is a problem when it comes to AFCON. We know that. How Liverpool are going to deal with it, I have no idea. The only thing I can do is just be hopeful, I guess, and say that there is some sort of plan and something's going to happen. But who knows? I was livid about it before, but yeah, I've let it go now. It is what it is. But if we don't get somebody else in to score goals, there will be a problem, most likely.
We have Origi and Minamino, man. We'll be fine.
Maybe.
The thing with Minamino, now he played today. I don't know what the rules are these days regarding getting a league medal. I think is it 5 appearances that you need. So I'm
Roughly
not
5 or 6, I believe. Yeah.
okay. I'm not 100%
Yeah, I think so.
So he
I
should-
think that's why he probably played.
So I think he's probably trying to get him a medal as well, which is fair enough. When you win it at Cantor, you can do that. And fair play to him if he gets the medal in the end. But yeah, I don't think it worked because, as I said, he likes to come in a lot, and he doesn't make.
He likes to cut in, so he needs to play centrally. He can't
Exactly. He has to
in
play
off the wing. Yeah.
But then you couldn't. Could you play him behind a Firmino because they end up just playing in the same pocket because Firmino's a false 9 and he's a number 10 kind of thing. Whereas if you got Salah and Mane, when they play with Firmino, they make runs directly into the box, so they're not occupying the same space. So I think it's something that it's another option for Liverpool. You can't, you're not going to turn your nose up. Everyone has seen kind of the quality technically that Minamino has, but it's about Klopp finding a way in terms of working him into the team.
And it takes time. It takes time.
Yeah, it does. It does. Nathaniel, I want to talk about Love. I'm not going to lie, because since that guy,
liability love.
To be fair, before he made a comment, I'm going to say he was already a bad defender. But since he made a comment saying that he's like one of the best or the best centre back in the world because he got to a Champions League final and a World Cup final in the same year,
he does it all the time.
Well, he's just gone. Like everyone, all eyes have been on it. Anytime he said it, since he said it, and he's barely put on a good performance since then. He's been dropped obviously from the team. There's better centre backs there now. He came on today, and Everton just said, "Yeah, let's just put it on put it on Lovren." And Richarlison
and kept sending it down that way. Yeah,
and
it worked.
The two chances
he was struggling. Yeah,
the Tom Davis or the calvert-lewin / Tom Davis chance, and then the Richarlison had a shot where he just sent Lovren to the shops. And what are Liverpool going to do with Lovren, Nathaniel?
Sell him.
Lovren, yeah, we need to sell him. He's our equivalent of like David Luiz. Like he's a liability.
Yeah, 100%.
Like we win the league. We give him his. We need to give him his medal and say, Lovren, it was nice, but it's time to go, my guy.
Was it nice?
Thanks for the memories. But
that chance with Richarlison. I lie. Thanks for the memories, bro. Because that chance with Richarlison, in my head, I was like, no, Lovren isn't going to make Everton. Really not going to. They're not going to. He's not going to do this to me like that. Like, nah. Because literally, my life flashed before my eyes. I was like, no, can't do that. But yeah, we what's it called? Allison covered it, but he needs to go. He's so bad.
You say what happened? What's Lovren?
Yeah, I think it's that injury he had.
In the
like
world,
everybody else has got better under Klopp, but he's got worse.
In the words of Have Hope, how good was Lovren really? Now I know, he looked decent at Southampton, but was he really that good, or was it just a case of he was playing for a team where there was not many expectations? So any mistakes that you make, nobody remembers it. It happens because
I think he was good at Southampton. I was happy when we got Lovren.
No, it was the other guy that was good. Remember?
Who, Van Dijk?
No, not Van Dijk. Remember, at Southampton, he was paired with was it Font?
Yoshida.
George Font.
He was paired with Font, and then obviously they bought Lovren, and they were still doing good. So, and then obviously Lovren I think he was having team benefits anyway. So obviously they bought the wrong defender.
Liverpool did so much into Southampton's team. I mean, in the end, you were going to get something good, and you got Van Dijk in it. So and
Mane.
all his play, you have to take something bad with a good in it.
Listen, what I'll say about Lovren is, despite some of his mad mistakes, he scored some good and important goals for us. Like he's been there when we needed him at times as well. Say that again.
Borussia Dortmund in the Europa League.
Borussia Dortmund. I was going to say that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah, that was an important game, man. He did what he needed to do. You get so like I know sometimes that.
Of course they did that.
Wait, I'm just asking.
Listen,
that's an important goals.
Listen,
so I was just checking.
We're just talking about Lovren, not like what happened after. You get like
he said he scored important goals, so I thought you won.
Yeah, he scored an important goal. Listen, it was one of the. I said he scored an important goal.
All right. Fair enough. I just wanted to ask.
Yeah.
It's like obviously when Milner went off and you brought on Goldman, I was wondering you didn't have another fullback on the bench, but then when Matip went off, I was like, surely you can put Gomez in the middle and I don't know, put a midfielder at left back. Like Lovren is for me. I'm sure his eyes lit up and he's like, yeah, Lovren's on. He got a chance. And he does it all too often. You said you're David Luiz. I mean, does the Liverpool fans agree? Is he you lost David Luiz? Is that bad?
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. He is our very own version of David Luiz. And to be fair, I'm going to be a little bit controversial and say that actually, if you compare their careers, David Luiz can walk away the much prouder man in terms of what he's achieved in his career. Definitely. No doubt. Obviously, as a centre back, he's not really that guy. You know, he makes a lot of mistakes. And I think Lovren has only had like a good few months of good form for Liverpool. If you remember 2017-18, when we went to the Champions League final and lost to Real Madrid, I think for a few months, Lovren looked very solid but that was largely down to Van Dijk. I mean, Van Dijk can make almost any centre-back look good next to him. And then he had a good World Cup for Croatia. But apart from that, he's been poor.
That's why it's even mad, because when Lovren plays next to Van Dijk, he makes Van Dijk look bad. And if you make Van Dijk look bad, you must you look at it like, damn, this Liverpool can't even defend. In reality, they've got, I mean, Trent's not a great defender, but he's decent. They've got Robertson when he's there, and Van Dijk, who's world-class defender. But when Lovren's there, it just looks like everyone, whether it's the opponent and the team, it's just like, oh my God, here we go again. So, yeah.
You know when he came on, actually, I was like, oh, no, please, no. Because when Matip picked up that knock, I was like, please, Matip, just get up. Because I knew Lovren was on the bench to replace him, so it was a bit of a tricky one.
Yeah, it's the thing is with David Luiz and Lovren is David Luiz, I think he wasn't always bad. He was decent. He was good, but he's just his mistakes are just showing more now. But Lovren, I think it's the same with him. He's just showing his mistakes more sooner than David Luiz. I think he's just well. So
we're gonna
we move.
Today's other game, between the couple of we had Aston Villa. It was Newcastle. Sorry, Newcastle versus Sheffield United. That finished 3-0 to Newcastle. So for me, Sheffield
ready
United
for that takeover.
Champions League hopes up in flames. I mean, they had the first game against Villa, which unfortunately for them ended because of a VAR error, and then getting battered today, going down to 10 men. I think they're about 8 points off Chelsea now. That's too much if they're going to catch the top four. But, maybe for their fifth, if Man City's ban upholds, it's still a possibility. But regardless, they've had a brilliant season under Chris Wilder. So even finishing anywhere, I think finishing the top 10 in your first season back is brilliant. If they can finish in the top 6 or get a Europa League position, whichever way it comes down to, of course, they're still in the FA Cup. That would be a great season. The other game, Chelsea. Now, I'm going to come to Javern. Again, have hope. How did Alonso become a professional footballer? Panel, please tell me. So, Javern, tell us, how did Alonso become a professional footballer? And have Chelsea in a perfect position now? Are you confident that they're going to get top 4 after today's win? And, of course, the rivals all dropping points. Arsenal, Man United, Tottenham, and Sheffield United.
I have hopes for us to come into top 4. But I actually don't.
I don't understand why you're not confident.
I'm not
in 4. 5, I think you're 5 points clear, Man United.
Okay, we still have to play City. We can lose to them. Then we're what?
I mean, you'll be 2 points if we win our game. We got Sheffield United. That's not an easy.
Yeah, it's not an easy game. But right now, football is it's pre-season mode right now. No one is playing properly. If we had continued, if there was no COVID and all that, then I genuinely believe we would have fallen out of that top 4. The form that United were in. I don't think United are far from it. Like Bruno's still looking good. Pogba, if he's not being poisoned, could actually be very good next to Vin.
Can you drop this Pogba agenda, please?
I'm not dropping an agenda. There's no agenda. Something's going on.
Why are you calling him poison? What is he
Why
done?
didn't he start? There's plenty of questions. Plenty of questions need answering. He's not injured.
Is Tammy Abraham poison as well? He didn't start.
No, but that's different.
Why is it different? Why is it different?
Because you know what's going on with Pogba. Pogba is being.
Where was Hudson?
Pogba's not injured.
It was Pulisic. Poison. Is Reece James poison? Like,
Pogba. It's known what Pogba is up to. Okay.
It's known. Agenda. Anyway, continue.
It's not an agenda, but I think from what I've seen, I feel like if from before, I think United would have come and taken it anyway. Now, from what I saw today, how we played, if we can play like that, we could possibly keep that fourth place. But I'm just really, really, really hoping that City get that ban. Because if they get that ban, then I'm happy. Because then we can come fifth. Because Wolves ain't catching us, are they? Maybe, but they probably won't.
There's a possibility, but yeah.
We will win more. We'll win more to not.
And the funny thing is, Wolves play Chelsea, I think, on the final game, I believe. I think it's at Stamford Bridge. So yeah, that's going to be tasty if it's still on.
So Chelsea's next.
See, that's what I'm saying, man. It's tough, man. It's tough.
Chelsea's next fixtures. Let me just get that back up.
So we got Man City next.
So you got Man City.
Leicester.
That's the FA Cup. So you got Man City, West Ham, Watford, Palace, Sheffield United, Norwich.
Oh yeah, they still have to play us at Anfield as well. Ooh.
So I would say
rough.
Man City.
To be fair, you guys would have won your title already, so you're probably gonna feel like the farmers. So it's cool.
Maybe if you guys are lucky.
Lovren might get a hat trick.
I would say
the way how you played today, we definitely could win if Lovren's in that game. So
Man City, Liverpool, and Wolves are the hardest games. I guess Sheffield United, you can't take them easy as well. So that's four out of eight, which are tough. I mean, everyone has to play everyone twice, isn't it? And you're in the position that you are. You've been in the top four all season, so there's no saying that you can't.
I feel like we creeped into it, but yeah, okay.
If you look at Man United, we have got Sheffield United next. Norwich is the FA Cup, so we've got Sheffield United, Brighton, Bournemouth, Aston Villa, Southampton.
Oh, relegation teams, bro. Yeah,
They're still fighting for something. Everyone's for something.
Aston Villa fight. They're out. Bournemouth, they're out. Like, those are. Southampton, that's a tough game. Well,
I think United's fixture list looks a lot better, like in terms of winnable games. But then again, you can't trust their consistency that they have as well. There could be the odd draw there, here and there, but you never know.
But we say that, but we don't even know because this whole not being able to play football, like obviously, it's impacted them. Yeah. In terms of it's gonna take a while to get into some good match fitness.
So, Javon, in terms of the Chelsea game today, you started it as a 4-3-3 with Kante playing defensive midfield. And it's a role that, I mean, for me, he is more than capable of playing that role, which he proved today. He's having to do a bit of it's not just like an anchor man, like, say, Makelele used to do. He has to, pass the ball and move the ball along, and he did it very well. Very, very, for me, arguably, I don't know if it's arguable, your best player. You're a world-class player, and I don't know if Chelsea's got that many, if any, other than Kante.
That is our only world-class player.
I have to agree, yeah.
We don't have any world-class players.
But Eden Hazard left, so it would have to be just
Hazard. Hazard is not world-class.
Oh, come on! Come on!
And you know what? I'm not the biggest Eden Hazard fan, but come on.
I'm not Eden Hazard fan either, but it's he was. Come on.
No, not consistent enough for me. And he's just proving it again. And he's proving it again. Man's gone to Real Madrid, and where is he?
But to be fair, he's been injured as well, so
yeah. But I'm sorry, he is not consistent enough for me to call him world class. He's almost there, but
I'm not gonna lie, he's almost there. If he's not there already, he ain't never gonna be because he ain't getting no younger in it. But I think
so.
I
To
think
me,
you know what? I know he is. Sorry, I know he's world class. But anyway,
that's okay, but he's not.
anyway, very cool free. You had Loftus-Cheek on the left, Willian and Giroud. Pulisic didn't start. Came off the bench, made an impact. Tammy didn't start. Mount as well, so there's no Jorginho.
Mount.
Were you happy with that team? I'm not gonna lie. When I saw it, I was thinking, so who's playing wide? Loftus-Cheek is a good player, but he's no inside forward. He's no left winger.
Yeah, I was looking at the team and I was just like, I was a bit about what we started. It's a tough one. The player we have a lot of dead food at the club, man. Like, it's and that just shows it. Everyone's just hyping like, yeah, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, yeah. I'm not saying he's bad, but there's just like a lot of our players need time in it, and I guess they're gonna have to play and prove your worth. I know he's been out for quite a while. He did miss a good opportunity to score, and then Aston Villa went on and scored a few minutes later. But yeah, I don't know. I wasn't really feeling this team. Alonso, oh my lord. But it is what it is. That's what we had to start. Tammy was off form. Kepa, don't let me get started on Kepa, but I'll give him. I can only hope because when David De Gea came, he wasn't great too, and then he became really good. So I'm not gonna write him off.
Horrendous.
Yeah,
He
and so was De Gea.
horrendous.
So was De Gea.
That is the biggest bump in
I'm
football
sorry,
history.
but
I read a stat on him today, and it really shocked me. I think it was like.
I hear you, but so was De Gea.
Let me see if I can find it.
70 million is a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
You got your pants pulled down. That's Courtois' fault, to be fair, because they were desperate to replace.
We had to replace.
Yeah.
So we would if Courtois was still there or if we had time, then we wouldn't have probably spent that much if we were to go and get him, or maybe who knows what we'd have done. But obviously, when you're in that position, when you got dickheads like Courtois doing stuff like that, and I wish him all the worst at Real Madrid, and he's been having a horrible time there. I'm so glad.
He had been. Yeah, he's having a good season. Last season was terrible. But
don't worry, he's having a howler, so I'm glad about that. But it is what it is, isn't it? He's gone, and we were in that position where we had to spend that. So,
how much did he spend?
70.
Basically, 70 million gets you Alisson. But anyway, Chelsea top 3. G.
The thing Samuel doesn't get you Alisson. Alisson was available at that time because we have 70 mil. There's just not 50 million Alissons to buy, is there? So 70 mil doesn't get you an Alisson because there is no other Alissons.
He got you back there when he was available.
Well, he went to Liverpool, innit? Liverpool stole it from us, so it is what it is. And we just, return the favour.
Bring it. He has the worst save percentage of any goalkeeper in Premier League history. In January, it was 55%. I think yesterday someone put that it was 56% now.
I hear you, but De Gea was bad as well when he first came. So I'm hoping that he turns it around. That's what I'm going by. I'm hoping. If he doesn't turn around, then bam.
70 million for that.
Do you want me to start on your club?
Bro, we're about to win the league, so I don't mind what you say.
Javan, last thing from you on this. KD says top 3. And you passed Leicester. Leicester drew. They drew 1-1 with Watford. I thought they stole it at the death. I was like, damn, man, Leicester doing this. And then what's his name? Craig Dawson came out with some scissor kick. I don't know how he did it, but yeah, can you pass Leicester? Do you think?
Boy,
you are currently 3 points behind. Much worse, but 3 points.
We should, but I honestly can't say. I would love if we did, and just settle in second or third, as long as we secure one of those, or four. As long as we secure top four, I'm happy with that. So right now, it doesn't matter if we come second or third or fourth. As long as we finish in there, and then go forward next year. Next season, attract some good players, and thing. Because right now, it doesn't matter where we come, just as long as we come in top four. That's all that matters.
You got an agreement here, DJ Natural.
Thank you.
Hazard was overrated.
It's an agreement. It's the truth.
Well, I mean,
facts. I have hope says facts. I only speak facts.
Yeah.
Hazard was overrated. A very good player at best. I don't know. I mean, I think Chelsea fans did overrate him. At times they were talking about, top 2, top 3 players in the world. I think Neymar's always been a level above.
100%,
but I think he was world class. For me, he can be world class, but still be overrated because people just think you're better than you are. But yeah, we're not gonna. You don't play for Chelsea anymore. Ramsey, you're still there with us. Of course, yesterday, Arsenal. I mean, if they were in the race for Champions League positions, they comprehensively knocked themselves out of it, losing late on to Brighton. Where do Arsenal go from here for the rest of the season? What is Arteta's plan? Is it just get as many wins as he can? Is it about blooding youngsters, seeing where the players are, planning for next season from now?
Don't really know, to be honest. I wish I could tell you. Wish I could tell you what the plan was. Wish I could tell you
what should the plan be? If you were in Arteta's position, what would you do from here on in? Would you be playing Ozil, for example? Go on.
I would leave. I would just hand him my resignation.
What?
I can't work with this team. Can't work with this team anymore, man. Seems too bad. I mean, the thing is, obviously, he's in a position where he knows more than us. He knows what's been said in the dressing room, what's been happening with the contract situation of certain players, who wants to stay here next season, who maybe doesn't, who he wants to keep next season, who he doesn't. And I think we're seeing that in parts in terms of his team selection, which is, 5 or 6 changes a game, not really consistent. Obviously, mad injuries already. We're like 8, 9 injuries already straight, so that's obviously not helped. But so I think obviously playing the kids is gonna benefit the club going forward. They're gonna develop. They're the ones that are going to be here for the next 3, 4, 5 years. So I understand why he's doing that, and I kind of get it. But at the same time, we need to win games. So, the experience has to play. And right now, but then, we played Pepe, Lacazette, and Aubameyang, as I kind of wanted to, but didn't really work well. I mean, we got a goal from one of them, but, things just weren't looking right and going forward. And then the same old problems at the back. So yeah, right now I have no idea what the situation is. We're just gonna see what happens. I'm not optimistic. I'm pessimistic. And I think we just got to be wary how far we fall down in this league table. Well, we 9th, 10th. Yeah, we're there for a reason.
I think you might be 10th.
10th. 11th.
No, they're 10th.
Yeah, Crystal Palace went above them.
Burnley. Who are Burnley playing? Oh, Burnley are playing Man City. Yeah, they're 1 point behind Arsenal. Burnley at the moment. But
wow, oh how the mighty have fallen, bro. It's actually a sad sight to see, man.
But you know what? It happens. Javan, you know this from past experience. Not too long ago, you were in the same position, falling from grace, and then you come back and win a league title. So
you know what? I hear you, but there's a big difference between our fall and your fall. Your fall has been happening for the past decade. Okay, it's been gradually happening.
I agree.
Ours is artificial. It's down tooling.
No, yours is oil money. Yours is oil money. So it fluctuates depending on what the price of oil is that year. Depending on how good you do.
That's fine. That's fine. But we haven't actually fell yet. It's just artificial, like the session that we're in right now.
We'll see how the corona changes the oil prices in the next year. Innit?
Can I ask
we had enough money to buy Werner.
Save that. You saved that from your ban, innit? Save that.
Go on, Bianca.
I just wanted to ask him, does he think that Arteta is the right man to take them forward? And on top of that, was the football better under Unai Emery?
Sorry.
Wait, what?
I think.
It was the second question I was laughing at.
I think. We have to give him time.
You have to ask it because
No,
when Arteta came in, the first few games, yeah, he looked like a man with a plan. But now he looks like a man who doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, depends on how you look at it. Are you looking at it as an overall? You're looking at it in the first few games as also now. There's been, the Brighton game, the Olympiacos game hasn't gone well. We beat Manchester United. We did quite well against Chelsea, but we didn't win at home. But then got a good point away. So there's been some good performances. Under Emery, we were quite good at the start. The first sort of 8 weeks was probably.
You had a really good run, didn't you?
Yeah, you had a good start. The same, and I guess the same Arteta's had a decent start as well. But these are the same players that were playing on the Emery's players. So they're not. Arteta hasn't had a chance to bring in who he wants yet. So I don't blame things not being radically changed because I don't know if this is his team. In terms of is he the man to take over going forward? I don't know. I mean, we've got to give him a chance. He's been obviously given this chance by the board. Is it working at the moment? No, but for me, I said this at the time. I think I said this at the time of the appointment. His job is just to keep the ship stable. I think I said at the time. I don't even know if we'll really be making European football this year. So it's a case of see the year out. You kind of got a free hit for the rest of the season, and then next year you got to start now pushing the team up to the next level. So, right now he is the man to take us forward because he's in that role. Is there better managers out there? Yeah. Are they going to want to come to Arsenal? Probably not. So right now he's the best man for the job, and we've got to just see what happens. I mean, we're in free fall at the moment, but we just need to get to the end of the season and then just try and sort this mess out in a transfer window as much as we can.
I think that's the transfer window is really, and it's always been like that for Arsenal. That you just briefly said that it's been the last few years Arsenal's downfall. And if you look at their transfer windows compared to others, they bought Nicolas Pepe at the end of the last one, but there's so many holes. Like defensively, the Arsenal just haven't really fixed. They've penny pinched in those defensive areas. Really, if we're speaking seriously, and they've splashed out, from a player here in the attack. Lacazette costs 40, 50 million. Aubameyang costs 50, 60 million, and Pepe costs 70. But if your defense is whack, then you're not gonna outscore teams game after game. It's not gonna work like that. So, there needs to be some good recruitment in the side.
You guys need. You need to, because there's so much competition now. Like you can't go and just buy one player now. I think before you guys keep dropping, because all the teams above you are just going to keep strengthening.
But this is what I'm saying, and that's why
you
I'm
need to buy at least
because on Twitter there's
players.
shouts after shout of you guys not being in a better position at all.
You have to go and buy 3 players. I would say this window, you need to buy 3 players of intent, like with proper. It's going to be hard to bring them in now because of the position that you're in. But if you just have to go all out and be like, look, just give them a contract if they need to. I obviously I don't know what the money's behind it in their situations, but at least 3 big players you got to spend for the next 2 windows or 3, or else you're just going to keep dropping, and you're just going to be in this area that you are in now, or trying to.
But is that a cycle that they have to go through? Because who's going to want to come to that club?
Why cycle? I mean, they didn't won a league title since 2004. Like at what point you say it's like have to go through? What cycle is this? Is this part of a new cycle, Arteta, or is it
we've been going.
It's like Liverpool, isn't it?
Obviously Liverpool at one point your transfer policy was shambles under whoever the last before FSG apparently.
It was Hills and Gillette. I think it was those owners. Something
just changed when FSG came in, And the recruitment, for me, has been probably the main reason, other than Klopp, of course, but why Liverpool are where they are.
100%.
And that's
Yeah, I just
No,
wanted to
you're
say on
right.
Arsenal. I just wanted to say on Arsenal. I agree with a lot of the points you guys have mentioned. You know, in terms of their transfer intentions and what have you. For a long time, as you've said, Neeks, they haven't addressed their defensive issues as well, and now you're seeing the results like that they're getting. In terms of Arteta, I think it's too early to judge Arteta at the moment, but obviously his lack of experience means that he's gonna take a long time to get this team going. But for me, I genuinely fear for Arsenal, to be fair, because if they don't make the right investments, then it could be another 2-3 years before we see them back in the Champions League. And the question is, will Arteta be afforded that time to lead the transition? Probably not, because he's going to come under fire. And as Bianca said, the first few games, they looked really encouraging. There was, in a way, a pattern of play, but just before the lockdown, they didn't look that good. And now you're seeing in these last 2 games, they look literally out of sorts. And for me, tactically, I think Arteta can be questioned, because we all know Aubameyang is their best player, right? So Aubameyang, for me, needs to play as a striker. And many Arsenal fans have mentioned after that game against Brighton why Martinelli didn't play or why Ozil didn't play. And I think those are questions that need to be raised as well in terms of a tactical point of view. So, but I think Arsenal will benefit from a lack of European football next season, because at the moment, I don't see what the Europa League is going to do for them next season if they do end up in that competition. So I just think they need to just build from the start, get rid of like maybe 5, 6, 7 players, you know, to reduce their wage bill, if you like, and keep all the important components of the team, you know, such as Leno. I mean, they want to keep Aubameyang, obviously, but it doesn't look like he's going to sign a new deal anytime soon. So that ship probably has sailed. So, yeah.
I think so.
I
I think his face said it all.
I will go to add on to what you said. You say Arteta has to. The thing is, now is that they can't afford to just drop managers and change managers right now because of the position that they're in. So, if anything, they're gonna have to give Arteta this time. Maybe that's why they gave him the job. They didn't. Maybe, who knows? We don't know, but that could possibly be one of the reasons. So maybe he's gonna rebuild the ship. Maybe that's why you're not seeing Ozil playing. Maybe maybe there's because we don't know. There could be so many things going on in the background. But
so many things behind the scenes going on at that club. Yeah.
But if anything, if Arteta is the manager now, then surely I don't think they're going to sack him for another. Maybe he is bringing the project forward.
Ramsey,
I think he needs at least 1 season, you know, so we can judge him properly.
He needs more than that. That team needs a lot more than a
Maybe,
season.
yeah.
It's not happening in 1 season.
Would you prefer to be out of European football completely if you don't get into Champions League next season, which is looking very likely?
Yes and no. In terms of Europa League, I don't think it. I think maybe it'll be good to not have to travel in the midweek, but at the same time, the first half of the Europa League is like you're playing your reserves anyway, really.
Yeah, but I think it's also to do with the training. He has the whole week between games to work with his players.
Yeah.
Opposed to you got Thursday, Sunday. So there's that element to it as well.
Yeah, but then at the same time, winning breeds confidence as well. So if you're winning games in the Europa League, you're getting confidence in the squad because you're winning games. So there's a balance in that. I still don't think it's majorly going to affect things for me personally, whether we're in it or not in terms of our position in the league. I'd probably like to be out of it for a year to see what would happen anyway. But yeah, as I said, I don't think it'll be major. Like if you offer me the chance to win the FA Cup or to not, because winning the FA Cup means you're in Europa League. I'm taking winning the FA Cup all day. So, if it means you have to be in Europa League, you have to be in Europa League. But, at the moment, we're not good enough to even compete in the Europa League. We've been in it for the past 3 years, got a semi-final, final, and then we went out. So we went out this year. And yeah, I just think we're not in Europa League at the moment, and we're still losing to Brighton. We got time to do what we want to do. It's just there's always been this talk of, you know, what is going to change it? What's going to change it for Arsenal? Is it going to be this? Is it going to be that? Every time something gets mentioned and everything changes, nothing seems to happen. And so I think the main thing is just we need to get the recruitment right. But then at the same time, are we going to be able to do the things we want to do with the current owners that we got? I don't know if we will.
Final question. Just want one word or one name from everyone. From Top Dog. If there was a team you guys would put your money on to finish third in the Premier League this season, who would it be? Starting with Nathaniel.
Leicester.
Javan?
Chelsea.
Bianca?
I don't want to say it, but I probably would have said Chelsea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Leicester, but just about.
Ramsey?
Yeah, I think I'm going to say Leicester just because Chelsea's fixtures are a bit more difficult.
Man United. Guys, thanks for
Sorry? Who?
live match review on the Merseyside Derby on the
Come again?
race. In the description below is the social media pages for all the people on today, including myself, of course. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, comment on the video, share this video, and we will see you again midweek with a full round of Premier League fixtures.